Roman Reigns' earth-shattering announcement, the return of Rikishi as his new Wiseman. Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling News CC. Strap in tight, because today's story is sending shockwaves across the entire WWE Universe, and trust me, you don't want to miss a single second. We're talking about none other than the shocking move from the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. That's right, folks, Roman Reigns has made a monumental announcement that no one saw coming. The head of the table has officially declared WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi as his new Wiseman. You heard that correctly, Rikishi, the legendary member of the Naomi family, has just stepped into one of the most pivotal roles in WWE. And folks, you know when Roman Reigns makes a move like this, it's not just a change, it's a game changer. The landscape of WWE, and especially the future of the Bloodline, has just shifted dramatically. To understand how earth-shattering this announcement really is, we have to rewind and take a deep dive into the drama that has been building for months, the betrayal at WrestleMania, the chaos that followed, and how this new alliance with Rikishi may be the most significant power play in WWE history. So let's go back to the biggest night of the year, WrestleMania 41, Night 1. The triple threat main event was nothing short of explosive. We had Roman Reigns, the reigning tribal chief, Seth Rollins, the visionary, and CM Punk, the straight-edge superstar, all competing for the most coveted prize in WWE. Emotions were at an all-time high, and the WWE Universe was on the edge of their seats. But what no one expected, what no one could have predicted, was what happened in the final moments of the match. It was Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns' longtime Wiseman, the man who had stood by Roman's side for years, through thick and thin, through wars, betrayal, and championship reigns, who shocked the world in the most jaw-dropping twist of the night. As the match reached its climax, when Roman Reigns was moments away from retaining his Universal Championship, Paul Heyman betrayed him in the most shocking fashion. In an instant, Heyman turned his back on both Reigns and CM Punk, and in a move no one saw coming, he helped Seth Rollins secure the victory. Paul Heyman, after years of unwavering loyalty to the tribal chief, sided with Seth Rollins, leaving Roman in the ring, frozen in disbelief. The betrayal wasn't just about losing the match, it was the loss of trust, the loss of the man who had helped build Roman Reigns' empire. But Roman Reigns isn't a man who just sits and takes a loss. No, no, no. Roman is a master of strategy. You don't dominate WWE for as long as he has, you don't hold on to that Universal Championship with such a vice grip, and you certainly don't lead the Bloodline without knowing exactly what to do next. So what happened in the week following that betrayal? What came next was even more unexpected. The following Raw after WrestleMania was where things truly started to spiral. The fallout from the betrayal was still fresh, and the WWE Universe was reeling. But then, Seth Rollins made a move that would shift the power dynamic once again, he formed a brand new faction. And it wasn't just Paul Heyman by his side, oh no, Seth Rollins brought in Braun Breaker, the powerhouse from NXT, to stand as the muscle in this new alliance. This trio, led by Seth Rollins and flanked by Heyman and Breaker, sent a clear message to Roman Reigns and the WWE Universe. They weren't just aiming to win, they were looking to control the future of WWE. With Rollins, Heyman, and Breaker united under one banner, it seemed like the Roman Reigns era might be over. It was the visionary, the Wiseman, and the powerhouse against the tribal chief. A new faction, a new power structure in WWE, and one man standing in their way, Roman Reigns. But remember, this is Roman Reigns we're talking about. The man doesn't just roll over after a loss. No, he's always 3 steps ahead. And while Seth Rollins may have thought he had the upper hand, Roman's next move would completely change the game. Here's where things get interesting, folks. Roman Reigns doesn't lose with grace, he loses with purpose. A few days after Raw, Roman addressed the WWE Universe in an exclusive promo. The tension was palpable as he stood there, his face cold, his eyes locked onto the camera. And when he spoke, the entire arena fell silent. Roman made it clear that he wasn't going to allow this betrayal to define him, but it would set the tone for what was coming next. Roman reasserted his dominance, but it wasn't just about reclaiming his title, it was about rebuilding the bloodline, stronger than ever. And that's when the bombshell dropped. In a moment no one saw coming, Roman Reigns announced that Rikishi, his own flesh and blood, the WWE Hall of Famer, would be stepping in as his new Wiseman. That's right. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, was bringing his family back into the fold in the most significant way possible. The bloodline was being rebuilt, and this time, it wasn't just about Roman at the top. It was about his entire legacy. Rikishi, the man who paved the way for the Naomi family's legacy in WWE, the father of the Usos, and the man who has been part of some of the most iconic moments in WWE history, is now joining forces with Roman Reigns. The crowd went wild. Fans were shocked, but at the same time, they couldn't help but feel that sense of pride, of history. The bloodline wasn't just about Roman Reigns anymore, it was about the entire Naomi family, coming together under the leadership of Roman Reigns, with Rikishi now serving as the guiding force behind the scenes. But the big question on everyone's mind is, what does this mean for the future? What's next for the bloodline now that it has been restructured? What does this mean for Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker? The power struggle is far from over. Let's not forget, Seth Rollins is no slouch. He's a former champion, and now he has Paul Heyman by his side, the same man who helped Roman Reigns ascend to the top. And let's talk about Braun Breaker, a powerhouse who is ready to break through the upper echelons of WWE. This faction is a serious threat. But with Rikishi now backing Roman Reigns, we might be seeing the rise of a new era in WWE, where family is at the forefront, and Roman is more dangerous than ever. Folks, this is just the beginning. The bloodline has been reborn, and with Rikishi as Roman Reigns' new Wiseman, the WWE Universe is in for an unpredictable ride. Who will rise? Who will fall? Will Seth Rollins and his faction manage to outsmart Roman and reclaim the top spot in WWE? Or will the tribal chief continue his reign of dominance, now backed by the most powerful family in the business? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the bloodline has never been stronger. What do you think about Roman Reigns' shocking move to bring Rikishi in as his new Wiseman? Will this be the turn of the tide in WWE, or will Rollins and his faction continue to dominate? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another moment of the action right here on Wrestling News CC. We'll be back with more updates, so stay tuned. Until then, acknowledge your tribal chief, and we'll see you next time.